What's up, Eastridge teachers, and welcome to the first episode of Eastridge News. I'm your hostess, Amy, and your co-host, DeMarcus, and we're here to bring you this week's latest news. So for this week's news, we have field day on the 19th and the end of the year on the 21st. Make sure that you're well hydrated for field day and ready to have fun.
This week in May, the topic of the week is the no phone policy.
So I'm here with Ms. Alzar, one of our Algebra 1 teachers, and she is going to tell us her opinions on the no phone policy.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm Ms. Alzar. I teach Algebra 1 here. So this is my first year as a teacher in general. My first year teaching Algebra 1. This is the first time I have ever seen a completely no cell phone policy. When I was in high school, we didn't have any cell phone policies. But my thoughts on it right now is that with how consistently kids have their phone, I think it's a good idea to have a cell phone policy, but we need to be more specific on how we're using it and what we're doing with it. Because our current cell phone policy means we have no phones whatsoever out throughout the day. And that's kind of unfair because I use my phone regularly, not only for timers, but also just to listen to music. And I know there are some kids who need to have that music playing in the background in order for them to focus better in class. But that's also a distraction, so I understand both sides.
So do you think that it has helped students concentrate more in class, be more engaged?
Yes and no. So them not having the distraction of the cell phone, like being in their pocket and being ready for them to take it out and play around with it, has helped them be able to stay seated in class and be able to focus and actually engage and do their work. However, on the flip side, there are times in class where sometimes we just need to do stuff in silence and kids can't stand to sit in silence for so long. So they need that cell phone or they need that music playing or they need that fidget or something to do while they're working on that work. Like if you could see the kids behind the camera right now, you would understand that kids need something to do when they're just standing there. So yes, getting rid of the cell phones is a good idea to help limit distractions, but they'll find something else to do anyway.
Do you think that it has caused more tension between teachers and students?
So with the tension between teachers and students when it comes to cell phone policies and just policies in general, always just comes from that defiant behavior. Kids are kids and they're always going to want to do what they're not supposed to be doing in the first place. But when it comes to the cell phones, if the teacher themselves have not created that environment where the rules and expectations are clear and explicit, where, hey, if I see your phone, just so you know, the policy states that I am to take it and I am to report it. And if there's any inconsistency in that, then the students will, of course, get upset because they'll start to say, why did you take my phone, but you haven't taken her phone? And if the teacher is just simple, like, I didn't see it, it creates a whole dynamic of, like, you're being unfair. So just being very clear and specific with the expectations just helps clear up that tension. But there's going to be tension at the beginning of any policy whatsoever.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so we're here with Mr. Segura, our Dean of Students, and he's going to tell us his opinions on the no phone policy. So what are your thoughts on the no phone policy?
My thoughts is I'm a big fan of it actually. I seeing a change is just one from the social aspect of things for kids where they're kind of engaging with each other more and interacting more with each other. But also in the classroom. I think obviously if you remove that distraction, a major distraction, kids are eventually kind of getting more engaged and with the lesson and with the assignment. So, like I said, I'm a big fan of it and hope it stays.
So, would you say it has helped students academically, improving grades, and perhaps more engaged?
Yes. So like I said, I think in terms of numbers, I couldn't give the numbers off the top of my head, but from what I've seen, just from the classroom that I've been in. I know it may seem like kids are kind of almost in a way forced to kind of listen and participate. So I think with that, I think naturally kids are receiving the content, so therefore maybe be able to do the assignments a bit more, or do the assignments better because they know the content, but even just maybe more likely to do the assignments right there and then instead of having to wait or procrastinate.
Do you think that it may have caused tension between teachers and students with, some students not exactly agreeing that teachers should take their phones?
Yeah, for sure. I think given the fact that I think the past several years phones have become just a commodity, maybe almost just a necessity, where kids feel like they need their phones, and when you kind of out of nowhere kind of say, hey, you can't have your phone, there's clearly going to be tension when someone says, hey, you can't have that anymore. But I think that's just the same with anything that but I think this one's a little bit more of a struggle because, like I said, it's become almost a necessity, and I think in an unhealthy way, I say we, not even just kids, we adults as well have become too attached to our cell phones, and obviously when you remove that, there can be some anxious feelings, anger feelings when you remove that device from you. But I think overall it's gone well with kids respecting the rule, and overall kids being okay with being held accountable when they get caught with the phone or even the headphones.
Thank you. So you heard that. Go touch some grass.
We are here with Miss Mosley, one of our interior design teachers. What do you think about our phone policy?
I think the phone policy was something that we truly needed in school because it's a big distraction to some of the kids in the classroom as far as learning. So I think it was a great thing that they implemented it.
What do you think that because of the phone policy, more students are paying more attention in their classes and being more engaged?
I'm not sure about all of the other classes, but I can tell that in my class that when the students do not have their phone, they pay more attention. They're able to receive the information better. One of the things about having the phone policy doesn't allow the students to actually listen to music in class. And so with my class being a creative class, sometimes that can hinder them, where we can listen to music and it helps them concentrate and lock in. So that's the only downfall that I don't like about it.
Do you think it has caused more tension in between students and teachers?
Not for me.
Okay, so we're now here with Ms. Mitchell, our assistant principal. So what do you think about the no phone policy?
I hate reinforcing it, but I have to do my job. My job is to reinforce the rules because our area superintendent said if we don't, then we get marked on our evaluation as far as not following a procedure. So because it's a procedure for Hamilton County, we have to reinforce the rules.
Okay, do you think that it has helped students engage more in classrooms and do the work a lot more?
I actually have heard from even Mr. Rayburn even saying that more kids are actually checking out books because of the no cell phone policy.
But do you think that it has caused tension between teachers and students?
I don't know about teachers and students. I know it definitely has been caused attention or some I believe students feel a certain way about me just because I do enforce the policy. Get those earbuds out of your ear. But I have to do my job. So it is what it is. No cell phones, no headphones, no earbuds until 2:15. Once school starts, please take out your earbud out of your ear. Thank you, sir. I so greatly appreciate it.
Okay, thank you.
This is Miss Nade. She's one of our Algebra 1 teachers. What is your opinion on our phone policy?
I think the phone policy is a good policy because it reduces distractions in the classroom and it prevents kids from saying too much to each other, not face to face.
Do you think with the phone policy, do you believe that it's causing more tension in between teachers and students?
Between teachers and students, I think it Actually, I think it probably reduces the tension because instead of having like an individual teacher's rule, it's a whole school rule. So you can't hate the teacher, you can hate the school.
Okay. So do you believe that students with the phone policy, do you believe that students are more engaged in their classes and like their schoolwork?
No.
Oh.
I think they are more focused on ways to work around the phone policy than engaging in actual school.
Okay.
Okay, so we're here with Mr. Moreno, our principal, and he's going to tell us his thoughts on the no phone policy. So, what do you think about our no phone policy?
What about it? You have phones. What do you mean a no phone policy?
So, like, we could say, do you think it has helped students academically be more engaged in the classroom?
I think it removes the distraction a little bit. I think even then, as an adult, I'm so reliant on my phone where you, even when you don't feel it rings, you're checking it. And so I think many a times I look for better days and times when I didn't have to worry about a phone, because I feel like we're so in tune into messages and text and email. I think I've seen studies where I think a teacher had all the kids put their phones out, and they took a tally for every time they got a notification from a text, a message, an email, and all these other things. And it's just kind of, it's a distraction. Do I think it's, I wouldn't say the word fair. Is it equitable? I think to a certain extent, yes. I think we come to school to learn, and I think some students take advantage of it, and that's the reason that they're not focusing or paying attention. I mean, if you need a device, you have your laptop. I personally think that our kids used to do a better job when you were able to use it at lunch. I think I didn't have a problem with that. For the most part, everyone used it respectfully and put it away as soon as the bell and we transitioned. But then, of course, when the state level changed the policy and then forced us to make sure that phones were not accessible at any point in time from bell to bell, that's when it got a little bit more challenging, just because you had people that were just breaking the policy for the sake of doing it. But if it was up to me, like I said, for the most part, our kids followed the rules whenever we allowed people at lunch. And just like an adult, I'm able to check my phone at lunch.
So, with that being said, do you think that it has caused tension between teachers and students?
I think to a certain extent it has, but I think it's no different than dress code. I mean, you have some people that follow the policy and the procedures, and you have other people that will use it as a reason to buck the system, realizing that the reason it's put in place is because it's meant to keep you safe. I mean, the dress code, the shoes, what kind of shoes is to keep you safe. You never know what spills on the floor, and it hides a chance that if the shoes have a grip, then you're more likely to not fall and break yourself or hurt yourself. So same thing with the cell phone policy. Someone at the state level has deemed that it's a distraction, and you are in a school setting, so your goal is to try to learn and pass and get an education so that then you can leave and proceed in a career. So it is to a certain extent a distraction.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
So we're here with
Alice.
Alice, and we're going to be discussing the no phone policy. So Alice, what do you think about our school's no phone policy?
I really don't like it. I think the intentions are there to try to help kids focus in class and stuff, but it's just not working. Like, there's not results. Because, like, I still see people using their phones, like, a lot. And some of the punishments are just kind of crazy. Because at the start of the school year, you had your phone out, it was like somebody coming, it's always like something behind you. I couldn't stand it. They're more lax on it now, and I think they're better about that, but start of the school year, they were really bad. They don't like that.
So you wouldn't say it has helped students focus more and engage more in the classroom?
No. All it's done is make kids sneakier at hiding their phones, and more Yeah, that's pretty much just it. They're just getting better at hiding them, and it's causing kids to go into punishment for like little things. Like if you check your time, you can get it thrown away, which is not thrown away, but like taken away. Ridiculous. This is too much.
So, would you say it has caused even more tension between teachers and students?
Oh yes, definitely. It's like I said, it's not better. In the school year, it's a lot more loose, but up until like last month, it's like all they would ever do is look around for phones, and it's just it's taking a lot of energy out of the students to not use their phone, taking a lot of student energy out of the teachers for looking for all these phones. It just feels like a whole big like deal that no one really wants to deal with.
So, after we interviewed a couple of teachers, we noticed that most of them said that they are. What do you mean?
It's barely picking up. Mine's too far away.
Okay. So after speaking to a couple of teachers, one of the things that they said is that they do think it has helped students engage more in the classrooms. Would you say that our test scores would reflect that? I mean, since it's been a year since we've had the no phone policy in effect, do you think it would reflect on that?
Probably, maybe. I'm not sure, cause I don't really see a correlation between like, yeah, there's a correlation between not using your phone and then doing your tests because you won't be distracted. But like I said, the people who are caring about tests and actually wanting to get the good scores are going to be trying on the tests and getting those good scores. And the kids who would be on their phones anyways are just going to find a way to get on their phone. So I don't think there'd be much of a change there.
So regardless of no phone policy or phone policy,
Yeah.
students are still going to be on their phone.
Themselves.
Yeah. Okay, we're here with Leo. And Leo, what is your opinion on the no phone policy?
I think that the no phone policy has some benefits and a lot more downsides than benefits. Obviously, for some people, it's like a compulsive thing to check your phone in class. I myself have this problem because I get a lot of texts from my family while I'm at school. And so the no phone policy helped me to focus in for maybe like the first quarter of school. But I think overall it has more negative effects because there was a lot of people who initially had like safety concerns about, what if something happens at the school and you have to contact your family? What if there's a family emergency that you didn't hear about because of the phone policy? All these what ifs. And I do know that there are a lot of teachers that really don't mind the phone policy. Like maybe there's a free period in class, and last year that would typically be when students would have some time on their phones. But now this year there's a lot of teachers who express fear of being even slightly relaxed about phones because they're afraid that admin will see and that they could risk being, in trouble with their superiors or even their superiors' because of this rule. And I think that when it comes down to the whole, test-taking thing, I really don't think it has any effect on testing scores. It just doesn't really make sense. If kids don't want to do the work, they're not going to do it. That's just how it is. So overall, I don't think there's enough benefit. It's more downsides than anything.
Okay, thank you.